Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. I am out on a local lake today. I've got both boys with me. It's a hot summer day. We've been out for a couple hours and I could tell the boys were starting to get antsy, so I pulled up on this nice beach and they are out wandering around and exploring. That way they can be in the shade a little bit, they can be walking in the water a little bit, things to do to help cool them down, to get them out of the hot boat. Because from a selfish standpoint, I know that if I don't do something like this, they're gonna wanna head in earlier, which then means I get to fish less. So it's kind of a win-win. They'd rather probably be doing this anyways, looking for clams and crayfish and shells and doing all that. So it works out really well. And that's kind of what I wanted to go over today. You know, I've learned, you know, being a parent now with a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old, I've learned that there's a lot of things that I can do to engage them in the outdoors that don't necessarily revolve specifically around fishing. Fishing might be the main vehicle to get them out, but generally speaking, the fishing trips, if we were strictly just fishing, would be cut down dramatically. And it's doing things like this that get them out running up and down the bank and exploring in the woods and you know, climbing into waterfalls and up streams and doing that are the things that really seem to keep us out here. And I think as a parent, one of the biggest mistakes I could make, especially coming from my point of view where my profession is fishing. So both boys have grown up with fishing as a major part of their lives. And the last thing I want to do as a parent is force that upon them. I think fishing has been an immensely positive thing in my life, but that doesn't mean it will be for them. It doesn't mean it has to be for them. I would love to experience the outdoors and fishing with them, but I'm not going to force it upon them. And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes a parent can make, is to force their kids to go fishing, because you're going to run into a point where I think you'll actually work negatively against them, meaning they'll grow to dislike the outdoors and not want to engage in it. And in today's society where everything is electronic, there's video games, you know, phones, social media, the outdoors to me are a very, very positive place and something that we can use to balance all of that technology. So I want to engage my kids in that. And I wanted to go over with you guys some of the things that I do to get them outdoors, some of the things that I think are important to bring with you in the boat to get them so that they can engage in this. And not only, like I said, does it help me fish longer, but I think in the long run, it's going to make them enjoy the act of fishing in the outdoors a lot more. So a couple of things that you have to bring with you, in my opinion. The first and foremost is a lot of snacks. I always have a cooler full of different types of drinks as well as snacks. You know, everything, generally speaking, I'm not talking about candy, and a lot of this stuff are snacks that are sugar based and that the kids enjoy. But generally speaking, I don't have candy in the boat. Like in this case, I've got some Teddy Graham crackers. My boys love club crackers, and a lot of times we'll bring some cheese slices. I've always got like some Bridgeford summer sausage in the boat, so we'll make little sandwiches. I've always got my Bridgeford jerky in the boat. You know, my kids, in our household, a soda to my kids is a LaCroix sparkling water. So we've always got a bunch of that with us. But, you know, I only plan to be out for like 3 hours today. You know, my wife has got some things she was doing, so I figured I'd load the boat up, take the kids out. So I've got a lot more snacks than I would ever need. You know, I've got some water as well. And if it were just me fishing, I would probably have some water, and that's about it. I wouldn't be bringing snacks. But I know the boys are going to get hungry, and at some point they're going to be tired of fishing, and if I can give them snacks, then that way they're going to be eating, they're going to be engaged in something else. You know, my older boy Hank is very, very much into tackle, so a lot of times I just let him go through my tackle boxes, and it makes a big mess. I mean, he'll pull out plastics, he'll pull out all kinds of stuff, and I realize that when I get home, I've got you know, it's not necessarily a significant amount of time, but maybe 15-20 minutes of putting tackle away. But I also know that that's something that he enjoys doing when he's out there, so I'm okay with it. Now, I will say he's generally going through all my plastics, which don't have hooks in it. I don't feel comfortable necessarily letting him just go through like my crankbait boxes, but we do that. We also bring a bunch of different activities with me. You know, we've got a second bag that we bring with that's full of different toys. You know, Duke, my 4-year-old is very much into like construction vehicles and trucks and that type of thing. So we've got, you know, some of his monster wheels. These are some digger type toys, you know, more construction type vehicles. So we bring all that stuff with. They've then got a bunch of various things that they like to bring. You know, this is a little fan, so anytime it's hot now, they have to have their fans with them. But basically what I do is I give them a bag and I say, hey guys, go fill it up. You know, they put some books in there. Sometimes they bring crayons and coloring books. But the thing here is they put a bunch of different things in here that they like. I always usually have, my wife usually goes out and buys a bunch of little toys too that we can use for special times. So maybe I'll bring like one new toy for them to play with. But a lot of times, you know, Duke will sit down in the boat and he's just playing with his trucks, which is totally fine with me. If he doesn't want to fish, I'm not going to force it upon him. When we catch a fish, he's usually the first one to pull out the measuring stick. But when we're not measuring fish, he's in the bottom of the boat and he's like taking his vehicles and he uses it as a ramp and he's just sliding it down. So it's he's you know, using his imagination to engage himself while he's in the boat. But in my opinion, because he's in the boat enjoying himself, we're outdoors, we're doing something different, we're getting some fresh air, and the boys are enjoying themselves. I mean, right now they're digging a hole in the sand. So it's one of those things. I may not even make another cast for the day. We may sit here for another 45 minutes. I let them run around, play on the beach, and that's enough for the day. I mean, and I'm totally cool with that. So I just wanted to stress to you guys out there, I'm not preaching. This is more about just how things that I do that really help me get my boys outside. Because I get a lot of people who see the boys in the videos and they're like, man, I wish my kids would, you know, enjoy fishing with me. And the honest answer is a lot of times they're not fishing. I'm fishing and they're just hanging out in the boat doing whatever and they're enjoying themselves. You know, so if I say, hey guys, you want to go out in the boat, they're both ready to jump on it and they're really excited to go, even though they may not actually fish. So it's one of those things that it's a win-win for all of us. You know, I feel like I can get outside a little bit. I can spend some time with my boys. They enjoy themselves outdoors, away from the TV and electronics. And we have a good time. Plus, my wife gets a little bit of time to herself. She's at a yoga class or something right now, so it works out for everybody. Anyways, guys, get out, enjoy some of these beautiful summer days. If you got kids, take them out. If you don't have kids, maybe you've got grandkids, or maybe you've got a neighborhood kid that you think might enjoy fishing, you know, and you're good friends with their parents. Invite the parents and the kid to come with just to explore it, because the reality is, if we don't take our kids fishing, they're probably not going to end up fishing on their own, you know, or it'll be a long time before they meet somebody or, you know, get a friend that is a fisherman that takes them out. So it's one of those things. I just feel like it's a win-win for the sport. We should enjoy our outdoors. I mean, honestly, we should enjoy our outdoors more now than ever. I mean, I think it's really that important for our own mental states. Anyways, guys, I really enjoy all of you guys watching these videos on a regular basis because it gives me another good excuse to come out with my boys. And honestly, the more excuses I get to go fishing, the better. So thank you all very much. And if you enjoyed the channel, please subscribe, like the videos if you enjoy them, and stay tuned. We'll have another video coming out tomorrow.